Hello everybody, and welcome to the Crown Jewel Racing Network's coverage of the Menards 100 for the Grand National Tour ARCA Series here. Tonight we're in round 13, halfway through the year, 25 rounds, and tonight we go to the desert here out in Phoenix. We got 100 laps and 100 miles here tonight for these ARCA drivers. We're getting ready to start qualifying up here. There's a few guys battling up top for that top spot in practice. Got some newcomers as well in the field here tonight. Austin Byers being one of them here. And obviously you guys see the new change of the season halfway through the year. It looks like we're changing over to the Gen 6 cars here in the ARCA series. And now we'll see 3 different manufacturers and Gen 6 race cars out here throughout the rest of the year, as we're going to watch Byers take his first lap around here in Phoenix, see what he's able to do. On the gas hard, out of 2 here, heading in now to turn 3 and 4. After some configurations here at Phoenix, the track's kind of been flipped around, and that happened a few years back, and now we've had this style of racing here for a while. Nick Cordova as well, new driver in the number 22 machine. He's put himself second at the moment on this first lap. Riding around that middle groove here. A little bit loose on the exit of 2. Coming into turn 3, going to be one breaking a little bit deep here. He does get that car down to that bottom line, back up the track for a lap. Nick Cordova is going to stay in second here. It's going to hold a 27.19 as you see him throw his car in the wall. Robert Fraley out on the track in the number 6 machine here. And the nice thing with these Gen 6 machines is we actually get to see the different manufacturers be fully played out here, as the official iRacing car does not have separate manufacturers just yet, and they might be making the change over to this car pretty soon anyway, so we'll see what happens. But for the moment, Gen 6 cars are going to be our new meta here. Still on fixed setups, we'll be seeing a caution here at lap 50 as normal. At the end of lap 50, Michael Deitch going to be spinning out of turn 4, and that's not going to be a lap that he is going to be able to put down, so that first lap, a 27.61, going to have to stick for him. See Jim Mott out on the track in that number 20 machine, actually riding the number 88 colors here. So we'll call him the 88 for tonight. Cody Leach running some laps here in ARCA at Phoenix. He had a strong run up in the Circuit Cup Series earlier in the year. First lap was a 27.21. Looking to go a little bit faster here on the second lap. On board with him as he's coming through turn 3 here. Not going to be able to improve on that time, and he's going to stay P4. Cory Mott also changing numbers now midway through the season, going over to the number 18 now. He's going to be 5th at the moment, 27.29. As Cody Leach bringing that car down pit road after his laps being set. Bill Martin out here on the track now in that number 75 High Rock Vodka machine, setting his second lap. Going to go P14 here, 28.29, about a second off pace. So definitely not where that 75 machine wants to be. You see point leader Thomas Villano set 9th fastest lap here. Joe Wright goes 10th, as both of them still out on the track. Looking at Joe Wright here in that Toyota Camry, number 37 Krispy Kreme machine. Villano picks up the pace just a little bit on that second lap and moves up to P6 here. Joe Wright's going to hit the wall out of 4, and that WRL driver is not going to have a second lap being counted, so he's going to stay P10. Daytona 250 winner Joe Gibbons in the Nextel series, the Bob Henry's Nextel series, the Daytona 250 there. He's making a run here in the ARCA series tonight here at Phoenix. And that number 8 machine once again. going to be setting a lap for a 28.83 all the way back in P16. Only one driver was not able to set a lap here in qualifying. That was Wyatt Sadler, a newcomer. As that has concluded our qualifying session here tonight, we'll be going through the grid here in just a moment. We're going to go ahead and look at the standings at the moment and see where everything's looking at right now. You see Thomas Filano with 474 points here. Oh, as the session changing over kind of just bugged out the there we go. Thomas Filano, 474 points, currently holding that lead over Jim Mott, about 30 points, 25 points we'll call it, as that is the actual gap. 25 points separates those two drivers up front. Then you see Robert Fraley all the way back, 40 points behind Jim Mott. Then Hayden Higginbotham, Missile Racing driver, up to P4. In the standings, you see Bob Baker 5th and Cory Mott 6th, Joe Gibbons 7th, Ryan Persinger 8th, Ryan Taft 9th, and Jeremy T-Bon in 10th. So a few of the guys in the championship running not able to make it here tonight. So it looks like we're gonna have to relaunch the overlay since it wants to break on us here. We'll be all good here. We're gonna go ahead and go through the grid and see where everyone's lining up here tonight. We're gonna see Austin Byers in that number 71 newcomer here tonight on the pole with Nick Cordova to his outside, and that number 22 machine. Aiden Schramm gonna be third with Cody Leach to his outside in fourth. You're gonna see Cory Mott and then Thomas Filano in sixth on the outside of him. Noah Richardson gonna be seventh with Robert Fraley to the outside in eighth. Derek Woodford and Joe Wright going to round out the top 10 tonight. You'll be seeing Michael Deitch and Jonathan Lager right behind them. Going through the rest of the field here, you'll see Gordon Fraley in the number 9 machine in 13th with Jim Mott to his outside in 14th. That's the current second place driver in points all the way back in the grid, so he's going to have to work his way up through the field here tonight. You're going to see Bill Martin 15th with Joe Gibbons 16th, and then Wyatt Sadler going to be rounding out the field in 17th. So 17 drivers out here tonight, and we're looking for a fun race here at Phoenix Raceway as the field is going to get rolling here as the pace car drives off pit road, and we're going to have two newcomers out front here. It's going to be Cordova and Byers. We're going to have 100 laps, 100 miles. We got one tire change on pit road. A competition caution will come out here at the end of lap 50. And we're getting ready to go racing here for the first time in these Gen 6 bodies. Are we going to see a new style of racing here? Is there going to be any difference? Are we going to see a lot of aggression? What's going to happen here tonight? Only one pace lap, it seems, as the pace car dives down to pit road. As it looks like the rest of the field has not been able to catch back up here. So kind of unsure what's going on here, but it looks like we're going green here. Maybe not. There it goes. Yep, pace car's coming back out. So we're going to have a little bit of a botched start to this race here, but everyone's going to get relined back up and everything getting restacked back up here so we can have a better actual start to the race and make sure everyone's all lined up. Unsure of what was going on there. It's for the rest of the field to kind of miss out there. It looks like Joe Gibbons has not connected to the session, so we got 16 drivers on track. And we're going to have pace car going off this time for sure. And it's going to be Byers and Cordova out front, leading us to green here at Phoenix for the Menards 100. They're heading down the backstretch, as we call it now, through turn 3 and 4, through the restart zone. We're getting ready to go green flag racing. And green flag's out. We're going green here at Phoenix. Aiden Schramm with a power move down to the inside. Gonna take that 71 machine side by side through 2. And we're gonna see guys sliding all around the track. It's gonna be a yellow on the first lap. We saw multiple guys kind of sideways. Thomas Villano's gonna have some damage. Looks like Noah Richardson's gonna have some damage, as well as Bill Martin was involved in that wreck. We're gonna have to see what happened here. And it looks like going into 1 and 2 here, the 6 of Robert Fraley getting loose. Bill Martin's going to be getting loose as well. And it looks like Fraley might not have anywhere to go as he's starting to drift back up the track as Martin comes back down, sliding. Contact between them, a little bit of netcode contact actually, as that will send him back up the track and probably into the wall. It does. And we also saw some cars sideways back up in front of them as well. And it looks like the 5 going up the track all the way sideways into the number 1 of Thomas Villano. I believe the 5 is Noah Richardson. So that is going to bring out a caution here for that first lap of the race. And Aiden Schramm going to be taking advantage and going to the lead here in that number 14 Chevrolet Camaro. So a first lap caution finds us pacing early on here in Phoenix. Lead change already, however, and that number 14 machine is going to find himself out front for this next restart. Obviously no choose cone here in the ARCA series. Looks like Jonathan Lager is on pit road in that number 28. Probably got a little bit of damage in that as well. Unsure of why he is down there, other than being involved in that lap 1 incident out of turn 2. Didn't see anything saying that he crashed popping up, so I'm kind of uncertain there. Maybe just dropping back to the back of the field here to try to hold on to spots that he can. Looks like Joe Gibbons is still not connected in that number 8 machine, so it looks like we'll not see that 17th car tonight. Bill Martin might be out of the race as well, as it seems to be that his car has had a little bit too much damage, or he's currently getting towed back to pit lane. Should be going to 1 to green here, as the lights should be coming off on this pace car. And they do, so we're going to go side by side and get ready to restart this race once again. It's going to be on lap 5 of 100. So we're going to have about 46 laps until this competition yellow. And what are these drivers going to be looking for grip-wise as the sun starts to go down here and the temperatures start to drop off? We saw that it was about 100 degrees out there. So it is pretty slick out there right now. So that might be a little bit of a cause of why that caution happened and why a lot of those guys were sliding through 1 and 2 there. But the track officials cleaned it all up, and we're getting ready to go green flag racing once more here in Phoenix on lap 6, actually. I've lied. But cars heading through the restart zone here. 71's got to be careful. He's got to get back up to that quarter panel of the 14. Green flag does come out, and we're racing once again here at Phoenix. It's going to be Schramm on the inside. Going to be taking the lead with a nice run here. You see Cody Leach has worked his way up to 3rd. And there goes Joe T. Wright around in the corner, as well as the 6 of Robert Fraley off the front end of Jonathan Lager. So we're going to see a second caution here early on at Phoenix. 2 early cautions, and that one's going to involve a Ford and a Toyota. Joe Wright has a little bit less damage than that 6, that's for sure, but both of those cars definitely sustaining a good amount of damage there as they went through the dogleg there on the restart headed into 1. Get another look at it here. As I see them going into 1, it looks like they were 4 wide there with Joe Wright. And it looks like he kind of just got shoved back up the track as the 9 of Gordon Fraley kind of just didn't have space from Joe to get back up the track. And we're gonna that one's gonna be on Gordon. The track space there when you are cutting the dog leg at Phoenix is you don't have to get that back up if someone goes below you and goes below the apron there. So I wonder if Joe's gonna be a little bit mad about that one. Currently still on pit road is that 37 car, and now gone a lap down. Looks like 2 laps. Gonna be heading a lap down for that 37 machine as he is electing to fix all that damage on his machine. So 2 early cautions here. Aiden Schramm able to hold on to the lead in that number 14. And it's already been a chaotic start to this race. It is a short track, and short tracks always do seem to cause a little bit of chaos, so we'll see if we're able to keep it green here this next time by. Next time we do get this restart. Aiden Schramm currently out front in the field. So far has only ran 1 race in the ARCA series here. And currently leading laps here at Phoenix. The only race he has ran at here in the ARCA series was the Auto Club race where he started first and he came home in 4th. Was a great race for him, and definitely taught him some good useful tips about racing with these boys out here on the track. And he's looking to put some of that stuff that he learned that last time out and come home with a win here tonight, it seems, as that 14 is currently out front. Earlier in the Circuit Cup Series season, we did see Cody Leach have a strong run at Phoenix, and currently he's sitting 3rd in that number 23 machine. Looking to have a good outing here tonight in the ARCA series. I believe this is his first start in the ARCA series. He's got points leader Thomas Villano right behind him. It says 15 on that car number, but disregard that as we're going off his paint scheme. He's got Nick Cordova out to his outside in that number 22. Cory Mott just behind him as well. You see Gordon Fraley in the 9 right there on the inside, as well as we're getting ready to go green flag racing once more here at Phoenix. Let's try to keep it green here this time. We're going to go green on lap 11 of 100. We're going to have 40 laps until this competition caution. And let's see what happens here as we're going to go green flag racing once again at Phoenix. It's the 14 and the 71 once again through the restart zone. And that flag is waving. We're green once again. It's going to be Schramm and Byers. A little bit of contact between the 23 and the 71 as they entered 1 and 2. They kept it clean and kept it straight. You see the 22 of Cordova hit the wall, as well as the 88 of Jim Mott just there in the back. But we're able to get a green flag lap here. And I'm going to eat my words on that as the caution does come out. as I say that, it looks like the 16 of Wyatt Sadler going to be involved in this one. And it's going to be a one-car incident bringing out this caution, it seems. So as they're coming down the backstretch into 3 and 4, Jim Mott just kind of bumping and moving that 16 out of the way. Unsure if Jim was a little bit angry possibly with that 16 car from a previous restart on the track. But just heading into 3, just full on ran him over there. And kind of just punted that car out of the way. You see Jonathan Lager did tap the wall as the caution came out as he was avoiding on the outside. Car should be okay though, as well as the 16 car should be okay. Didn't really hit anything too hard there, as we see our 3rd caution here tonight already. So early chaos here in Phoenix. And I'm sure a lot of these drivers weren't really expecting this after a lot of the few last weeks being very clean racing here in the ARCA series. And we finally bring it back to a short track, and everything breaks loose, and that's kind of how it goes here. Next week, the drivers will definitely be looking for a more fun race, a more clean race at Las Vegas, as they'll be heading out to that 1.5 mile. We'll be staying in the desert, as this little West Coast swing we got going on at the moment. And then we'll take our Olympic break, and then coming back we'll be at Irwindale for the SoCal 150 there, followed by Pocono the next week. And then we'll go road course racing once again at Watkins Glen. So our 2nd road course of the year, I believe second out of 3. And it's going to be in a few weeks. Actually, I guess I could say a month. Just a little bit under a month, over a month, I guess. Trying to form a lot of words on the run here, but just looking at the schedule, what's ahead, those are going to be the next 4 events, and definitely some fun ones to look out for. Pocono's definitely going to be interesting, and I believe Las Vegas next week will also be very fun to watch before our Olympic break, our summer break here for the Crown Jewel Network. Looks like the lights will be coming off this time around, as they're getting ready to line it back up to go green here on lap 16. 3 cautions already, averaging about 5 laps of caution, but in reality we've only had maybe even 1, if I could really say 1 lap of green flag racing. So I'm sure these guys are definitely pretty antsy here as the lights are off on the Pates car once again. Maybe if we give them a little bit of a crank it up, they'll get incentivized here to go clean racing. So let's go ahead and crank it up here at Phoenix for this 3rd restart of the race. It's going to be Aiden Stram and Austin Byers out front once again. And here we go. And it looks like it's not going to help as Gordon Fraley goes around, in the 22 of Cordova is going to be involved as well. This might be a little bit bigger. I'm sure there had to have been more cars involved in that one. And these guys just cannot seem to get it going here, as these new cars seem to be a little bit of a handful for some of these drivers out here. And we see our 4th caution of the night now, as doesn't seem to be that anything kind of showed up there, as both the 22 and the 9 going down to the apron to get down there on the restart, trying to gain track position. Both come into contact there, and that's what's going to bring out this caution. Go on board here with the 9 car. And yeah, just kind of, I would say that one's a racing incident for sure. Everyone just kind of fighting for spots there. And I'm assuming the 22 was probably thinking that Fraley was going to go a little bit deeper there. But I believe Fraley did have someone actually behind him. And he did. He had Cory Mott, which was kind of filling up his mirror if he did go down there. You see Thomas Filano barely missing that. And everyone else does avoid. So those 2 guys should be okay. Thomas Filano currently on pit road. Possibly filling up some fuel here. As we have already had 2 drivers disconnect from this race. Joe T right back out on the track in that 37, getting a lucky dog. And he's going to be staying that 2 laps down. He was 3 before this caution. Looks like Daryl Whitford going to be out of the race as well. So that number 14 machine looking to hold on to the lead here as early cautions kind of plague in this race. And Cody Leach, under that restart, was able to pull into second. So he'll be on the outside for this restart here. See Cory Mott up to 4th as well. Noah Richardson going to move up to 5th after being involved in an incident earlier on. Tomorrow night action will kick off the Sportsman Truck Series IRP event at 7:30 as well. 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, and 6:30 West Coast time, or Pacific, as they call it. So tune into that tomorrow night. It's going to be Cory Mott up in the booth, as our Truck Series drivers are going to be looking on to win a race in Indianapolis, as we are double file once again. New sponsorship as well, and a first-time sponsorship deal was struck between Crown Jewel Racing and VRS for sponsorship of that Truck Series. So it's now going to be known as the VRS Sportsman Truck Series, I believe, or just the VRS Truck Series. I have to look at the announcement once again, but very exciting news for the Crown Jewel community as we're getting ready to go green once again here at Phoenix. Aiden Schramm, Cody Leach, what do you got? Schramm able to put half a second between himself and Leach as they get through 1 and 2 clean this time by. Let's hope they stay green and we can get some green flag racing in before this competition caution, as they're already almost halfway to that point. Coming out of turn 4, and we get a lap of green flag racing done. There we go, boys. Let's continue it as everyone making it through the dog leg as well. Nick Cordova trying to make positions back up in that 22 machine. He's kind of stuck on the outside here through 1 and 2. 16 of Sadler working his way back up as well, up 8 spots already through the race. Gonna send it 3 wide here on the inside of Cordova. And the 5, a little bit of contact, and the 5 is gonna go around behind them, and that's gonna see another caution. And we're gonna go under caution once again here, as Noah Richardson has gone around after 3 wide battle through the dog leg. A little bit of contact between the 16 and the 5. Ends up getting the 5 just a little bit loose and shoots him down the track. And no damage on that 5 once again, so he'll be safe to continue on. But I'm definitely sure that a lot of these tempers are flaring out on the track, as it seems like Aiden Schramm is slow on the track. As he might have gotten a penalty for jumping that restart. As you see him dive down the track and everyone else going by, we're going to go ahead and look at that restart once more to see if that is the case. And actually, it looks like he went late. Go on board here with Cody Leach to see what happened through the zone. And yeah, the 14, I guess, just went late, and that's going to be a restart violation on Schramm. So that's going to give the lead here now to Cody Leach in the number 23 Napa machine. So Cody Leach out front here. Cory Mott going to be second now, as Robert Fraley up to third. Gordon Fraley's currently back in 7th in that number 9. So now halfway to the competition yellow. Joe Wright's going to be 1 lap down now in that number 37 machine, as these cautions definitely giving him a little bit of help here, getting that number 37 Krispy Kreme Camry back to race contention here, as these drivers do have a fast repair. I don't believe Joe has taken it just yet, as you see the damage still on that right quarter panel of that number 37 machine. But definitely a little bit of a helpful thing to have for these races here, as it's definitely been a chaotic race so far here at Phoenix. 5 cautions through 26 laps, going to be 27 now, and we should be expecting pace lights to be going out this time by. And it's going to be a new front row. It's going to be Cody Leach and Cory Mott, 2 Circuit Cup Series drivers out front right now. See Robert Fraley in 2nd and Jim Mott Robert Fraley in 3rd and Jim Mott in 4th. So that rounds out those 2 first rows. Byers has fallen back to 5th with Nick Cordova in 6th to his outside. Then you can see Fraley Deitch in row 4, and then rounding out the top 10, you see Jonathan Lager and Noah Richardson in the number 5 livery. We're going to call the numbers off the cars on the track, as it does get kind of confusing, but it is definitely going to be a little bit more confusing looking at the scoreboard if you're looking at the scoring pylon. But if I'm talking about that specific driver, just know that I'm talking about the car that is currently on the track. We got to get onto these drivers about getting their numbers right. But we're going to be going green once again here. It's going to be Cody Leach, Cory Mott out front this time. Barney's waving that flag, and we're green once again here at Phoenix. Good jump for that 23, as that 18 is left in the dust, and that Mustang is taken off. And it looks like the 88 of Jim Mott going to be going around in front of the rest of the field. There goes the 5. Thomas Villano involved, as well as Jonathan Lager. Noah Richardson involved in that one as well. You saw the 16 of Wyatt Sadler. And another caution here at Phoenix. These guys cannot get this car figured out, it seems. As 6 cautions early on, and we're going to take another look at it here. And this one definitely could have gotten that 14 involved after getting that penalty on the restart. And another quick caution, as that's going to be our 6th caution of the night. We're going to go up to that number 88 machine of Jim Mott and see if the full kind of picture here. So on board with that number 88 machine, he's just going to get turned by the 22, it seems. And that's just kind of the way she goes. Thomas Villano also involved in this one here. We're going to see it from his perspective here. This is our points leader. See him coming out of 2. And the 5 almost avoids it. Comes back up the track. Villano lightly taps both of the 5 and the 28. But once again, not a lot of damage on these cars, so they should be able to continue even without taking their fast repair if they don't need it. But our 6th caution of the night, as we are now 30 laps through this race, almost halfway through the race, and we've barely had any green flag laps ran. So we're going to see Jonathan Lager, Thomas Villano, Jim Mott all on pit road after that last incident. Wyatt Sadler has elected to stay out as he doesn't seem to have that much damage. But those other 3 drivers did make their way down pit road and are getting currently serviced. Looks like Lager is going to be taking his fast repair as he's out there pretty quick. And it's definitely going to become a very interesting strategy here throughout the rest of this race. What is going to happen on pit strategy here? These guys don't have to take the tires at any point in the race. The pit stop is not required at the competition yellow. It is just a competition yellow, basically. So it is kind of interesting to see where these guys are going to go on strategy with not very many green flag laps ran. I'm assuming the fuel mileage out here is probably around 60 laps a tank, depending if it's a 20-gallon tank. I believe it is a 20-gallon tank. It might be an 18-gallon. But even then, it's still a lot of laps around this short 1-mile track that you can definitely do. I believe the next-gen tanks are upwards of 70 laps here. Even more, possibly. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens if these cautions do keep flying. Are we going to see anybody actually pit for tires at any point in this race? And when will they actually come into play? Can we get a green flag run here, though, to get us to halfway? We got 19 laps to do it. Let's see if it'll happen. It's going to be Cody Leach, Cory Mott out front once again. It's going to be Robert Fraley Jr. and Austin Byers on that second lane. Pace car has dove down pit road. And we're getting ready to go racing once again here at Phoenix. It's going to be the 18 and the 23 on that front row. Barney's got that flag in his hand, and he's waving that thing. We're green here at Phoenix once again. On lap 33. Leach not able to get that much of a run this time on the restart. Only about 0.2 separate himself and Mott through 1 and 2. Looking at a battle between Schramm and Fraley now. Schramm trying to get his way back up front after getting a kind of devastating penalty there. But slowly working his way back up through the field already here as the 9 of Fraley going to get sideways out of the dogleg. And that's going to be a big one up front. And we're going to see Deitch involved, the 22 involved. Schramm's going to be involved. This is going to be another big one. Robert Fraley involved, Cory Mott involved. as another caution has come out. And that one's going to take out Cory Mott, it seems, as that was a big incident there coming out of the dog leg. As it seems to be about a 6-car incident there through the dog leg. Let's see what happened there. I believe it started with the 9 of Gordon Fraley, who ended up getting doored from the 22, sent him back up the track, and then further up, the 22 gets involved with Deitch. You see Jim Mott getting also hit by the 28 of Jonathan Lager in the back of the wreck. Still trying to see the rest of this wreck as Cordova, it looks like, is the main cause of this one, as he kind of just doored the 9 there through the dog leg. And then Fraley got turned in front of him off the front end of Mott, which involves the 14 as well as the 81 machine of Deitch just in front of him. Aiden Schramm back down pit road. Cory Mott on pit road. Gordon Fraley as well. See Jonathan Lager and Robert Fraley Jr. as well. So now Cody Leach going to stay out front with Austin Byers back up to the front row. Noah Richardson going to make his way up to third now. And Michael Deitch, after slightly being involved in that last incident, going to be fourth. We see Wyatt Sadler has made his way up as well to fifth. Now Thomas Filano up to sixth, back to where he started the night, as this wacky race has kind of played out here. We've had 3 DNFs already. 2 cars still on pit road. That is going to be Lager and Fraley Jr. Jim Mott now making his way down pit road. That number 88 machine. But definitely one of the most chaotic and eventful starts we've had here this season, I would say, so far in any of our racing leagues here, as 7 cautions to start the race, and probably only about 4 laps of green flag racing actually being completed here, as this thing has kind of been turned on its head, and it's kind of a race to see who finds himself up front at the right time with these cautions still coming out. Honestly, I believe if any of these guys pit here at all right now, honestly, they could probably make the rest of the race here on fuel. So it'll be interesting to see what everyone does, especially with these cautions just seemingly going to be coming out constantly. But we do see Cody Leach out front still, and that number 23 Napa Auto Parts Mustang. He's going to have another Mustang to his outside. It's going to be the 71 of Austin Byers making his first start here. Started on pole, looking to get back out front. And it seems that everyone has pulled back out onto the track, with the exception of Robert Fraley, who is still on pit road, as it seems as he has used his fast repair already. So might be done in that number 6 machine, as we're going to have 13 cars on the track for this restart. Going to be 12 laps until the competition caution here. And let's see what happens, as it's going to be Cody Leach and Austin Byers out front this time. They've got Noah Richardson and Michael Deitch just behind them. Who's going to find their car out front here when we go yellow once again in 12 laps? We'll see what happens. Green flag back out. Leach gets a great jump on the rest of the field. Richardson going to get a good jump on the inside as well, and that's going to open the door for himself to get up to P2. Byers going to be sending it hard on the outside, however, to fight that position and try to hold on to second, and he is going to be able to on the exit of turn 2. Gap not really where Leach wants it to be, I would assume. Almost 3/10 separates the two drivers, as they now have 11 laps until this competition yellow. Looking on in the battle between the 9 and the 14. Once again, this is back for P9. Just in front of them, Cory Mott. All these drivers going to have to be on their toes, as fast repair is going to be probably already used up for a lot of these guys after that last incident. And we're getting some green flag racing now. You hear a car on the wall, actually, just in front of them. No yellow just yet, so we'll stay green. See Thomas Filano, the points leader, currently in 7th, getting chased down by Cory Mott. Aiden Schramm might be having a problem as he goes all the way down the apron. Unsure of what's going on there with the 14. As it looks like he's dove down pit road, actually. Now looking on at Michael Deitch. Just in front of them, you see the 16 of Sadler and Richardson battling through 1 and 2. Joe Wright looking to go on the inside here of the 81 machine of Deitch. Can he get the run out of the corner, though? He does not. Coming into 3 and 4 here. Going to send it in a little bit too hot. Going to go to the outside, washing way up the track. That's going to open the door for Thomas Filano to go by for 6th. So 6 more laps now until that competition caution comes out at the midway break of this race. It's Cody Leach out front, 3/10 in front of Austin Byers. Wyatt Sadler has worked his way all the way up from 17th to 3rd. Or I guess I'll say 16th, since Joe Gibbons did not make his start tonight. As we've seen also Richardson being involved in a few incidents earlier on, currently running P4 now. As just got to keep that car clean enough to have speed, and you'll be golden on the long run of these races. Some sparks coming from the cars in front of the 5. Leach and Byers separated by about a 1/10 now, as they're going to be heading through 1 and 2 this time by. Still looking on with Richardson here, currently running 4th, a little bit loose there on the exit of 2. And you see a 3-car battle now breaking out up front, on board with Wyatt Sadler here in the number 16 machine. See them all using the dog leg. And it's going to be Leach, Byers out front still here. Sadler trying to use that outside line to grab a run. Diving it back down to the bottom line and then come back up the track to have the best run he possibly can here in that number 16 machine. Going to try a higher line through 3 and 4. Kind of diamonding everywhere on the track to see if he's able to get under the 71 here. He might be able to through the dog leg. And side by side they stay through 1 and 2. 1671 now battling for 2nd. That's something that Cody Leach definitely likes to see. 71 going to be able to stay out front of that 16 for the moment, as these top 3 have broken away from the rest of the field. Richardson now trying to fend off everyone behind him. See these cars bottoming out as they head over that dog leg. We see Deitch trying to now battle and hold off everyone behind him as he's gotten around that 5 machine of Richardson for 4th. Thomas Filano, current points leader, in 6 right there, trying to get past those 2 cars in front of him. The 81's going to get turned by the 5. Joe Wright's going to have nowhere to go, and that's going to be a 3-car incident. And that's going to bring out our 8th caution of the night. And that's going to be another yellow, as we're coming up on the competition caution anyway there that next time by. So that is where we'll see the end of our green flag run, as the yellow will come out for the 8th time tonight. It's been a very eventful race so far, and definitely a very interesting race. Just off of everything that's happened, it looks like Aiden Schramm is out of the race as well in that number 14 after leading early on. So Cody Leach going to find himself out front here midway through the race as we get our competition yellow. We see Nick Cordova, Joe Wright, Noah Richardson, Michael Deitch, Jim Mott, and Robert Fraley all on pit road. Fraley is still on pit road after that lap 33 incident. Everyone else seems to be taking their tires here. And we're also going to see pit stops from the front end of the field. So Cody Leach, Austin Byers, Wyatt Sadler, Villano, Mott, Lager, and Fraley all come down pit road as well. So all the cars on the track going down pit road this time by. See that number 23 trying to drag the field through the pit lane as they are going to start diving down to their stalls. And who's going to win this race off pit road is the real question. Everyone gets into their stalls. Will anyone take 2 tires here? Looks like Villano might be taking 2. And he's going to take that track position instead. Everyone else going to be taking 4 tires. Looks like the 16 of Sadler took 2 possibly as well. Cody Leach going to be the first car on 4, followed by the 71 of Austin Byers. Nick Cordova, Joe Wright, Richardson, and just that top 3, I believe, should be dropping behind the rest of the field as they came down a lap early. I do not believe they should be up front. It should be Thomas Villano, who has taken 2 tires and put himself out front here midway through the race. But we'll see, as iRacing sometimes is a little weird. As these guys were definitely on pit road before the leaders were. So we're going to see how they get scored here. And it doesn't seem to be that they're going to be forced to drop back. So it's going to be Nick Cordova, Joe Wright out front with Noah Richardson 3rd, Thomas Villano 4th, Cody Leach 5th, and Austin Byers 6th. We'll try to get a interview here with the 23 of Cody Leach here in a moment when we can, under this next caution, as I was going to try to do it here after they got their pit stops done, but those lights went out pretty much the lap they got back out on the track, so we'll try to talk to him here in a moment. But right now, he's going to have one of his teammates out on the front row, and that's going to be Joe Wright on the outside. And Nick Cordova in the 22 making his inaugural ARCA Series start out front right now. He's that control car in that yellow 22. Joe Wright to his outside. We're green flag racing once again here at Phoenix. A little bit of a stack up caused the outside to kind of fall back. Joe Wright retains his 2nd place position, electing to run that outside line here. Richardson sends it up down through the inside. Joe Wright going to tag the wall on the exit of 2. Should be okay. Might lose a little bit of speed, however. You're going to see Cody Leach now dive to the inside. And Cody Leach actually going to get in contact with Joe Wright, and that's going to send Joe Wright back up the track and head on into the wall. And big damage on that number 37 Krispy Kreme Camry. And I don't know if he's going to be able to drive that car back to pit road. And he is not. He's going to drag it back to pits. And we're going to see exactly what happened here, as it seemed that Cody Leach just kind of got tight through the corner and just shot up the track there. Probably did not mean to make contact there with Joe Wright. Obviously, as that's one of his teammates. And they're running different manufacturers here in ARCA, however, but teammates normally. And just Joe getting tagged here on the inside. And then goes head on into the wall. You see Jonathan Lager also getting involved here. Try to get another view here. And yeah, it seems that 23 kind of just shot up the track. Maybe overshot the corner possibly. And just kind of lost control of that car. See Thomas Villano also go head on with the 37 of Joe Wright. Everyone else able to make it through. Gordon Fraley sneaking by on the outside. And he'll be okay. So a very interesting moment there. And it might be the wrong time to go ahead and try to talk to him. But we're gonna we're gonna go ahead and talk to Cody Leach here. And see what he's got to say so far about this very interesting race so far here at Phoenix. Let's go ahead and track him up and see what he's got to say. Hey there, Cody Leach, just the boy up at the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, what's up?
Got to turn you up a little bit. There we go.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm pretty low most of the time with my mic.
No, you're
How's
good.
it going?
You're
Can you hear me
good.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Right.
But we've seen a very, very wild race out here tonight at Phoenix, and you being the cause of this last caution.
Yeah, man, I know.
What's it kind of been like out there on the radios? Is there a lot of guys wanting to get racing? Is there a lot of anger going on? What's it kind of like out there?
To be honest, not too bad, especially with the new car model. Everybody's been cool, collected. I mean, there's been back and forth, but not too much. I hate that I did that to Joe, though. I think I just washed up. I got on the brakes pretty early is what I thought, but, you know, I'm not too familiar with the dirty air in these things. I could have, you know, got caught some and then washed a little bit, so I do apologize to him if he's watching now after this. I did get a nice little bump from Thomas when he was on the outside, but everything's pretty good with us. I feel like we got a good car, but I think I have more of a long run car, so that's kind of scaring me, losing that lead. So if we can figure out how to get back up front, especially with if it goes green from here, then I think we're in good shape. I think I can handle a little bit more tire, save a little bit more tire than the rest of the crowd, but
all right, well,
it's gonna be.
we'll let you get back down to the top tier chat, as seems like you were talking to Cory Mott there.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know how that spin out's gonna do on these tires, but it's all we got. So thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, good luck throughout the rest of this race here tonight. That is Cody Leach in the number 23 here, and we're getting ready to go green flag racing once again here on lap 58. Going to be 59 when they cross that line. It's going to be Richardson, Cordova on that front row. And they're going green already. That inside line has another great restart. Definitely a advantageous kind of spot to be in on these restarts here at Phoenix, with just the way that the restart zone is placed, coming in the middle of the corner. Just allows for that inside lane to just kind of inch forward if the outside guy is not on his toes. That's going to open also the door for Cory Mott. So try to peek his nose for second here as they come out of turn 4 once again. Lap 60 now, 41 laps to go here in Phoenix. And is currently Cordova out front, Richardson chasing him. And now you're going to see that 71 of Byers dive down to the inside of Cory Mott through turn 2. 16 of Sadler going to give a little bit of help to Mott on the backstretch. Give him a little bit of a push. And we see the 18 clear back again for third. Cody Leach already working his way back up. Currently running 7th now. Going to be trying to get around Deitch here on the inside. Just in front of them, you see the 71 still battling with that 16. The green flag racing that we have been provided so far tonight has definitely been very promising with these cars. It seems that they do have just a little bit more power than the normal ARCA cars for iRacing. and kind of just allows these guys to choose where they want to go and kind of stick it, even staying behind a car. As the side-by-side racing definitely picking up, as you see the 16 and 18 going side-by-side for third. So that podium spot under fire now, as that 16 of Sadler going to go through for third, and that's going to leave Cory Mott back to fourth, battling now with Byers. Side-by-side, they go through 1 and 2 now. Byers going to have a little bit more of an advantage and get his car actually clear on the exit of turn 2, as that 71 going to lock himself into fourth now. A couple guys hitting the outside wall there. Richardson going to have a shot to go out front, as Cordova possibly tagged the wall there on the exit of 2 as well. That's also going to open the door for Sadler to be back in this race. Now a 3-car race up front. Here comes the 71 as well. Contact between the 5 and the 16 through the corner. That's going to stack them up through the middle of the corner, but they keep it clean, keep it green, and we're still running. That's going to shake up a little bit of positions there, as Cory Mott now going to find himself to the inside of the number 5 of Richardson for third. Byers back to the outside here this time around. Also, you see Cody Leach right there in the picture now, looking to make it 3 wide. Thomas Villano back out on track, 1 lap down. In that one machine, Cory Mott going to get some contact. Almost goes around through turn 4, and he's going to drop all the way back to 7th. Going to get kind of cut off there by Michael Deitch, and he's going to have to work his way back up through the field. Byers battling with the 5 of Richardson now for third, as the 2 leaders starting to break away from the rest of the field. See, Gordon Fraley's kind of loose there out of turn 2. Driving it off that right rear. Still looking on at this battle for third. 71 now peeking the nose to the inside once again through 1 and 2. Can he get the run on the backstretch? However, I don't think he will. And he's going to have to stay in line behind that 5. So now 68 laps complete. Or 67, I should say, complete. 68 now started. Cody Leach back up in this mix of cars now, and he's going to find himself in a 3-car battle for third. See the 71 go way high on the outside of the 5. Cody Leach now trying to look 3 wide on the bottom. Back up to the top. Trying to pick and choose a lane here to go. 71 going to stick his car on that outside line, and that Mustang of Byers going to find himself in third at the moment, as Richardson kind of caught off guard by that move on the outside lane there for Byers. And actually the 5 now going to wash up the track, and that's going to send him a little bit sideways. Oh, more contact between Leach and the 71 of Byers. He's going to lose out on that. And he's going to have to recover now, as Cory Mott was able to work his way around, as well as the 5 of Richardson. So Cody Leach back up to the top 3 with 31 laps to go. Side-by-side battle behind him for fourth between Michael Deitch and Noah Richardson. Richardson going to get a little bit loose on the exit of 2. That's going to open the door for Byers back around the outside. He's going to go back up into 5th. And Deitch going to be clear for 4th for the time being. That 71 has a great run here on the inside, however, and going to try to take advantage of that run through the dog leg. Outside line, kind of an interesting line to use here at Phoenix. It definitely works, however, as there's a lot of grip that you kind of would not expect to be up there, and you can get mega runs on the outside of 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is a little bit different. You kind of have to run that second lane if you really want to get that speed on a different line other than the bottom. But you see Wyatt Sadler and Nick Cordova battling for the lead now up front as well. And that 16 going to go into the wall. Sadler going to have a little bit of right side damage now on that car. That's going to open up a 6/10 gap between himself and the 22. 3 seconds separate themselves and Cody Leach at the moment. So Leach definitely on the recovery drive here, trying to work his way back out front as Thomas Filano has put that car back down pit road. So that gap is going to build back out up front for Cordova as he's now 0.5, half a second in front of Sadler. Deitch trying to hold off Byers for 4th. You see Cory Mott just behind them. A little bit over 25 laps to go here in Phoenix. 25 miles, and you see the 71 now trying to get to the 4th position. Trying to hold on to a top 5 finish here in his first start. Cory Mott going to get a great run out of 2. Going to dive it down on the inside through 3 and 4. Going to try to get up to 4th now. Or sorry, I should say 5th. As that lead battle picking back up, here comes Sadler on the outside. It's back and forth between Cordova and Sadler up front. And another wall pop for that 16. Able to keep it side by side with the 22, however. Cody Leach now 2 seconds and slowly counting down 2.2 just behind the leaders. 25 laps to go as they are currently side by side out front, going through 1 and 2. Some great racing that these Gen 6 cars provide us here, and Cody Leach is cutting down that lead every single lap. Last times on the track there on the screen, you see he's 0.2 faster than the leaders right now, actually 0.3 faster than Cordova. As Wyatt Sadler gonna clear himself for the lead, go about 0.5 in front of Cordova now. So battles all around the track here. The 71, 81 still going at it for 4th. See Cory Mott still trying to get it back into the top 5 as well. 71 getting a little bit sideways out of 2. That's going to open the door for the 18 to peak again on the inside here through 3 and 4. Always mix up these corners now just because so many the different configurations that they've had over the years, and just being used to calling that 1 and 2 for so long. Now being 3 and 4. But Cory Mott still to the inside of this 71 machine, and trying to work his way back up into the top 5 here in that 18 Camry. And he's going to be able to do it. And that time through 3 and 4. Cordova and Sadler starting to pick back up once again, but you see that number 23 of Cody Leach creeping in the background. He's actually going to tag the wall that time. That's going to lose him a little bit of time here, as he's got a pretty good front row seat to this battle up front as he starts to pick him off here with 21 laps to go. So riding around the track on the 15 of Cody Leach here. Chicago native trying to take a win here at Phoenix after a little bit of a disappointment earlier in the Circuit Cup series season, where he definitely had that speed out there at Phoenix when they came here earlier in the season, and trying to redeem himself here as he's currently sitting 3rd, just behind the leaders of Sadler and Cordova. On board now with Sadler as we watch him with that clean air. Going to be 19 laps to go here this next time by. A little bit loose on the exit of 4 for the leader as we go on board with him. As you see, that is the onboard gap between the two up front. Here with 19 to go, you see Leach still about 1.5 seconds behind these guys. Just a little bit over that 1.5 second range, but ever so slightly closing in on these leaders here. Still getting a little bit loose is that 16 out of 4. Definitely battling just a little bit of freeness there as he comes out of the corner and back up the track. And you hear him kind of have to lift out of the throttle and get back into it very quickly to kind of just keep that car straight. And it looks like something has happened to Cody Leach, as it looks like he has crashed. Unsure of what happened there, as it looks like out of the dog leg actually. Just kind of lost control of the car and lost all his speed. And then the air kind of gets sucked off his car as Cory Mott goes around as he's trying to get back up the track. So that's going to open the door for Cordova and Sadler to battle for this win, as Michael Deitch going to follow in to third, as that battle between the 18, 81, and 71 now going to be for this last podium spot. As long as another caution does not come out, it's going to be a race between Sadler and Cordova. So Cordova going to be looking for every inch of speed he can have. That 16 definitely seems to have a little bit more damage on that car than the 22. But I don't think it matters to him right now, as he's got 15 laps to go to hold off Cordova. Only 10 cars remain on the track after Thomas Filano has put his car down pit road, currently sitting in the 11th spot. And that was about 20 laps ago now. And a caution is going to come out here. And it looks like it's going to be for Gordon Fraley, as that number 9 has been battling looseness all night. And it seems that he has just gotten loose once again, as he was riding behind the 5 here. He just gets loose out of turn 2 and hits that inside wall on the backstretch. And it seems to be that's going to be the race for the 9 car. So the field is going to get bunched back up. Cory Mott was able to sort himself out of those 3 drivers battling for third, and he's going to be that car second on the inside, as we see our 10th caution of the night here at Phoenix. Very upside down race compared to what we've seen all year. See Jim Mott going to be diving down pit road this time, followed by Jonathan Lager, I believe, getting some damage repairs from earlier incidents. So what's going to happen up front? We got 3 new drivers in the top 5. 2 of them being those first 2 cars, one of them being in 5th. The pole sitter looking to work his way back out front. And with 12 laps to go here under caution, it's going to be a race for Wyatt Sadler possibly to lose here at Phoenix, as he's going to have that preferred line on this restart. And it's going to be somewhere in the ballpark of about 9 laps to go when we get going green once again. 9 or 10 laps to go, I would say, as this is definitely going to be a very interesting late race restart here. So definitely something that these 2 guys up front that were battling for the lead did not want to see, as that will bunch up the rest of the field behind them. And everyone going to be bunched back up together here for a possible final restart here tonight. So those lights are still on, so we'll be going around for sure at least one more time under caution. And the lights do go off as we're getting ready to go green flag racing once again here at Phoenix. We're going to go on board here with the leader of Wyatt Sadler for this restart. As we see the pace lights off on the pace car. So we're going to have 9 laps to go here at Phoenix. 9 miles separates Victory Lane and one of these ARCA drivers. Who's going to get it done here? We got 9 cars left out on the track. Who's going to come home with the Menards 100 victory? Is it going to be Sadler? Is it going to be Cordova? Is it going to be anybody else on the track? We'll see what happens here. It's going to be 9 laps to go. And we're on board with the leader, Wyatt Sadler. Started last, going to make his way up front. And going to be out front here for the potential last restart of the race. And on that gas pedal he goes. Kind of spun his tires there, not expecting much grip to kind of click in there. Probably expected a little bit more than what he got. And that's going to allow Cordova to get back out front here. Going to stay in line behind that 22. Going to look to his outside here through 3 and 4 now. As we're going to see multiple cars go up the track. Jim Mott, Michael Deitch in the wall. That's going to bring out another yellow. As Cordova is going to find himself out front. As a 11th caution now has come out. So the 16 spun his tires on that restart. We're going to go ahead and take another look at it. As he kind of just lost all grip in that 16 car, and you saw him hit the apron as the kind of grip just wasn't there when he fired off. And that allows that 22 machine to get around on the outside. And for the first time, we see the outside actually work on a restart here. So that 22 or Cordova going to find himself out front under yellow with 7 laps to go here at Phoenix. And now we're getting in overtime range. What's going to happen with these late race cautions? Are these guys going to pick up the intensity? We've seen a lot of, honestly, intensity all night with 11 cautions, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. So it's going to be 6 times by next time they hit this line. It's looking like the lights are going to be going off, and we're going to be going green flag racing once again here, as they are still on. So the 16 kind of just getting to that outside line prematurely, wanting to get going. So it looks like we're going to have a restart with 4 laps to go, most likely here. So it's going to be more than a overtime. So not just yet we'll be in Crown Jewel overtime, but we're getting to that point. So now 7 drivers on the track as Deitch and Lager currently on pit road. They'll be driving back out on the track. So we'll still have 9 guys left out here. So it's going to be a shot for any of these 9 drivers to win this race still. Cordova going to be in the driver's seat of the race, however, as he's going to have that preferred inside line on this restart. Lights are going to go off for sure this time, and we're going to get lined up double file once again. So it's going to be Cordova and Sadler out front. See Cory Mott and Austin Byers in the second row, then Cody Leach and the 5 of Noah Richardson on that third row. So that's the top 6 of these guys. You see second place in points, Jim Mott, looking to past Thomas Filano here tonight. If he can possibly gain a few more spots, we'll see what happens. Pace car dives down pit road. And we're getting ready to go green flag racing once again here at Phoenix. Let's see what happens here through these last 4 laps of tonight's Menards 100. It's going to be Wyatt Sadler, Nick Cordova on that front row. Who's going to take home this race victory tonight and be the king of the desert? Green flag back out, and that 22's on that gas pedal. Good, no slide on the tires for him. Gonna lead them down into 1 and 2. Cory Mott gonna be looking on the inside here for a second. Gonna be clear, most likely coming out of 2, but that 16's trying to fight back as hard as he can. Gonna be side by side still behind for that second spot. Cordova gonna have to do everything he can to hold on to this lead. Gonna be 3 laps to go this next time by. Side by side battling for second. That's what he wants to see in his mirror. And that 22 is looking to win this race. But here comes that number 16 of Sadler using that outside groove. Mott back on the inside. Putting a little bit of nose on that left quarter panel. And we're gonna be coming back to the line with 2 laps to go here. Remember, in iRacing, if a crash happens after they take the white flag, there will not be a yellow flag. So once we get to the line for a white flag, it's going to be official. And whoever comes back to the line after, it's going to be the race winner. So can we keep it green here with 2 laps to go? Cordova getting hounded on the rear end by the 16 of Sadler. He's going to look to the outside. They're going to be side by side. Sadler going to have an advantage through 3 and 4. On the outside is Sadler, Cordova on the inside. Sadler's going to have to lose a little bit of position here as they're going to still be side by side through the dogleg. Just falling ever so slightly back, but now going to be back even with that 22. And we're going to be looking at a crazy Phoenix finish here in the ARCA series. Side by side out front, Cory Mott in the 3rd spot, looking to do whatever he can to get out front. Cars in the wall, Cordova's and Mott get into each other, and Cordova's going to be clear for the lead. That's going to allow Cordova to come home with the victory. And a very crazy, chaotic last restart of this race. Cody Leach recovers up to 6th. Jim Mott's going to finish in 5th, so that's a great top 5 finish there for that number 20 machine. Byers going to hold on to 4th. Wyatt Sadler going to fall back to 5th. After the chaotic last 5 laps of this race. Seemed like when they were coming out of 2, there was a little bit of extra contact after the 16 tagged the wall. Cory Mott definitely took a run on the inside. Kind of tried to actually force it 3 wide there in a way. Try to give a little bit of a bump and try to shove one of those cars up the track. And that allowed the 22 to stay out front and come home with the race victory tonight. And Nick Cordova and that number 22 Ford Fusion Shell Pennzoil machine comes home with his first Crown Jewel race victory in his first race. So we see that 22 machine burning it down here at Phoenix Raceway. And what a race we have we've seen tonight. We've seen a lot of cautions for sure. But a few late race runs there at the end, which made it very intriguing, very fun to watch there for sure. So going to be looking at the final results here tonight. You see them on the left side of your screen, but we're going to go ahead and take a full-on look here and see everything that happened. I don't believe... Yeah, that does not work for some reason. But you're going to see Nick Cordova beating out Cory Mott and Wyatt Sadler, as about only 5 100 separated those two for second. You see Austin Byers 4th, Jim Mott 5th, Cody Leach 6th, Michael Deitch 7th, Noah Richardson in 8th, and then Jonathan Lager going to be that last car on the track in 9th. Gordon Fraley going to be first of the cars that DNF'd tonight in 10th, Thomas Villano 11th, Joe Wright 12th, Aiden Schramm in 13th, Robert Fraley in 14th. Darrell Whitford making his first start as well tonight. Going to be out on lap 25 here, or 15 actually tonight. And then Bill Martin and Joe Gibbons down 100 laps. Bill Martin was able to make the race, and Joe Gibbons did not run a lap. But Bill Martin only ran one lap and was involved in that incident and decided to put it up from there as a very, very crazy ARCA race has just concluded here with a first-time winner in the Crown Jewel Series. That's Nick Cordova. And what a crazy finish. We definitely just got here on the Crown Jewel Racing Network. So we're just waiting for Wyatt Sadler to get up into the podium finishers here, if he does. If he's not up here in about a minute, we're going to start our interviews with Cory Mott and race winner Nick Cordova following. Oh, Wyatt Sadler does not have a microphone actually, so looks like we will go ahead and start interviews with Cory Mott, as Wyatt Sadler definitely happy with the P3 for his first finish, however, for sure. So we'll probably be seeing more of him, and definitely get a mic for sure so we can talk to you after these races. But let's go ahead and talk to second place finisher here tonight, Cory Mott, in that number 18 Monster Toyota Camry. Let's see what he has to say here after coming home P2 tonight. Hey there, Cory. It's the boy up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right. A very wild ARCA race tonight here at Phoenix.
That was.
Hey,
I love this new package. I know that Thomas Milano is very against it in every way possible because he just wants to have all the attention on him. But I just want to say, ignore him because of the people that actually got to race. That was so fun.
It definitely looked like fun out there for sure once you guys kind of got it picked up and together for sure. There was a lot of passing going on out there, a lot of side-by-side battling, which these cars definitely provide with the side force. And it definitely picked up a lot there at the end after the halfway break. And we saw a very crazy race throughout. But a lot of those early cautions, throughout the beginning of the race, what was kind of going on through your mind there as they just kept on flying?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, let me put the lay of the land for you here. All right, this car is a Gen 6 Cup Series car, which was high downforce, right? We took it, put 200 pounds into the rear end of it, and took out 5% horsepower. So it's going to be heavy. It's going to be hard to stop. It's not going to turn unless you know how to make it turn, right? And that took people about 40 laps to get used to. Next week at Vegas, where you don't have to worry about any of that, I think that there's going to be incredible side-by-side racing, drafting, all of that. I mean, this was a very difficult track in every single series that we ran. And I think we took the dogleg out, I think like 30 laps in on the first lap after a restart. And that solved a lot of the issues. And I think once we did that and people understood where braking zones were and how the car does not stop, especially in traffic, and how it does not turn unless you actually back up the corner and have some skill. Uh, it got way better, and you could obviously see that. Um, some people are just going to complain to complain, and I understand that. But the genuine racing that we had in the last 40 or so laps of that race is exactly what we envisioned for this series. And it's perfect for new drivers because it teaches them how to maintain momentum going through corners and how to search for clean air to help their car rotate. I think that this package of car is going to be a very good starting place for a lot of drivers in our series and in our league. So that's my thoughts on everything. That's my thoughts on the yellow flags. The yellow flags, and I literally said it multiple times. I said people are just learning that they like. Even my dad was like, "Wow, that car didn't stop," and he plowed into the back of someone. I was like, "Yep, you gotta brake in between the second and third cone when you're in traffic, otherwise you're gonna kill the guy in front of you." And guess what? He learned, and he didn't run anybody else over the rest of the night. Right? Like it's just you have to learn it, and it's different, and you don't get the same deal in practice, right? The practice is you're not running in packs of 12 to 15 cars. Like you're running in 2 or 3 packs, right? I can tell you the dirty air at the back of the pack, because I was there for a while, is way different than it was at the front of the pack with like 2 or 3 cars. It was much tighter. It was much more methodical where you had to place your car to keep the runs and to get the car to rotate. Overall, it was just a lot of fun, and it taught everyone a lot.
Yeah, and we see you come on with another podium finish in the ARCA series and looking to improve your standings here throughout the rest of the year. So halfway through, you're currently sitting in P6 heading into the race tonight. What are you looking forward to throughout the rest of the year here to keep working forward up front?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not running here for points. I mainly started running here as like just to help boost the numbers because we had like 6 drivers a race, and I was initially race control, just wanted to help out where I could. But honestly, this is slowly becoming one of my favorite series, just because the racing is always so good, and I mean, it's a lot of people learning and a lot of people practicing things for the rest of the week. Like, I don't know, it's just less serious. Although tonight it felt pretty serious, but usually it's just more of a relaxed vibe. But this new car will teach. Honestly, it drives very similar to a next gen with like no power. So like learning where to put your car, like and searching for that clean air and backing up the corners is honestly probably gonna help a lot with next gen racing. So I really like it. It's been a lot of fun.
All right, all right. Well, before I let you go and you go celebrate and go get yourself ready for the booth tomorrow night.
I just want to say really quick too, if everybody could stop wrecking my dad when he makes the perfect strategic call. With 89 laps left, he had his set of tires sitting in the pits ready for that caution. He gets out on his fresh tires and gets destroyed in the first corner. He would have won that race if they just didn't wreck in front of him. So if I just want to quickly say, if you guys could stop wrecking him so he could win a freaking race, that would be fantastic. I would really love that. Because he literally made the perfect strategic call. Didn't tell anybody about it. We didn't know. We thought he took his tires, and he goes, perfect. With 85 laps left or whatever, he's like, I got my tires. I was like, no, you don't. You're a liar. I was like, we only get one extra set. And he's like, I still have it. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to win this race. And then, of course, 2 guys wrecked right in front of him on the first corner of the restart. So that would be fantastic if we could get him a win at some point here.
A little bit of fighting words for the other top tier drivers. But
yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Definitely a good finish for him, however, tonight, as he got 5th, and a nice bounce back for him, and definitely going to be good for the points for himself, as he's found himself in 2nd, and going to be looking to pass Thomas Filano here as he finished 11th tonight. But yeah, before I let you go, you got anyone out there to thank before you go get ready for the booth tomorrow night?
I think I'm good to go. Go get ready for the broadcast. New VRS truck series. Make sure you guys come out tomorrow. Big thanks to VRS for coming on, sponsoring our truck series starting tomorrow night. We're live at IRP tomorrow at 8:30. I'll be in the booth, so really excited to promote them, and hopefully we have another sponsorship deal coming through pretty soon here as well that pretty excited to tell you guys about. Just need to finalize some details, and then we'll see if we can get that out soon. So
Well, there
pretty
you
excited.
go. There you go. Some happy words and a little bit of a possible announcement coming in the future from league owner Cory Mott as he comes home P2 tonight. You go on and
Have a
celebrate.
good night, Nathaniel.
And
Thank you for broadcasting, and
yeah, of course.
good luck tomorrow night.
All right. You go on and enjoy the rest of your night. So that is Cory Mott P2 tonight. Let's go ahead and now talk to Nick Cordova, our race winner tonight. His first race in the Crown Jewel community. Actually, I believe it's his first race in the Crown Jewel community. I'll go ahead and do some research as I'm interviewing him. But let's go ahead and talk to the driver of the 22 tonight and see how he feels after coming home with the win here in Phoenix. Hey there, Nick Cordova. It's the boy up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. We see you come home with the victory tonight here at Phoenix after a very interesting race in the ARCA series, and we've seen a lot of cautions here tonight. I believe it was 11 in total before all things were said and done. But what was kind of going through your head there throughout the beginning of the race as we saw you be involved in a few wrecks early on and slowly kind of worked your way back up after kind of getting it all clean?
Yeah, the beginning of the race was a little bit weird. Lap 1, I got sideways, so I was like, oh, I was gonna crash here. That's it. But saved it. Got it. Yeah, I got into a few people. Yeah. I think at the beginning of the race, it took me a second to figure out the car, and once I had that figured out, it was just saving your tires from there.
Yeah, no, it definitely seemed like the racing was very fun once it actually got to racing, we'll say. But that battle up front between yourself and Sadler, what can you say about that throughout the last half of the race? As that was definitely a very fun battle to watch.
Yeah, great racing with the 16, Wyatt Sadler. He very clean. I think he was definitely faster than me in the end. I think he had the better tires there, but obviously had a great restart on that second to last restart. Managed to take the lead back going into 1, and I think it was just about holding him off. Had about 5 to go on the last restart, I believe. So just about holding him off from there, and wasn't an easy task, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. And we kind of saw this race start earlier in the afternoon, or I guess we'll say later in the afternoon, as it was still daytime, and it kind of got a little bit darker throughout the race. It never fully got to nighttime, but I'm assuming the track temperature was dropping out there. Did it seem like there was a little bit of a grip difference from the beginning of the race to the end of the race there, or what did it feel like out there?
Absolutely. Yeah, I was sliding around a lot at the start of the race for the first 20, 30 laps, but as the track cooled down, it got really nice near the middle of the race, pretty much perfect, and then near the very end of the race, coming past lap 80, the track got pretty tight, so had a little bit of issue with turn there, but I think everyone was having a problem there. The track got really tight near the end of the race, but definitely a major difference as the track cooled down.
Yeah, and this was your first race here in the Crown Jewel community. How did it go for you? Just community wise, how did you feel being welcomed in here with a win?
Great. I love this community already. Yeah, I mean the people in here are pretty cool. A lot of clean racing. Obviously, there's a lot of mistakes that were made near the start of the race, but most of it was just spins. There was one pretty big wreck. But yeah, I mean, I feel very welcome to this community for my first race. So definitely a great community. I'll definitely be staying here.
Yeah, and definitely a new car for the series, as well as the first 12 races of ARCA were ran on the regular ARCA car for iRacing, and just now switching over to this Gen 6 model here for Phoenix and throughout the rest of the season. So definitely going to be a little bit of growing pains, just kind of learning new features about this car and just different ways it drives. But coming home with a win in your first ever race here, you got anyone else out there to thank before I let you go and you go celebrate tonight's victory?
Well, I definitely got to thank the 42. He kind of helped a few people behind me. he worked with me a little bit there. I worked with him, and I think without him, I think there would have been more cars that I would have had to deal with. So definitely have to thank the 42 and the 71 as well. Those are the two cars I definitely have to thank. They definitely worked with me well there. Raced me very clean. So definitely them.
Well, there you go. Nick Cordova, tonight's race winner at Phoenix in the ARCA series, with some very happy words coming home in first tonight. So you go on and enjoy the rest of your night. And team owners, I'm sure he's going to be looking for a ride next season. So putting a strong bid through his first race.
Thank you.
So that is Nick Cordova, tonight's race winner. He's definitely going to be looking for a ride here, I'm assuming, going into next season. So we'll see what happens. But a first race, first win victory. Looking like Shane Van Gisbergen out here on the ovals, however. But yeah, it looks like the championship battle has closed down. We'll go ahead and look at the points here as I try to import them here. And we'll look at these points real quick, and then we'll go ahead and end off the broadcast tonight. Tomorrow night we'll have action for the Truck Series at IRP, Indianapolis Raceway Park, and we're going to be seeing a fun race for sure there. And it's the third race, I believe, of Split 3, as those truck drivers are going to be now sponsored by VRS, as Cory stated earlier in his interview. That's the overlay. Ooh, gotta get the points. There we go. All right, there we go. There we go. So looking at the championship points at the current moment now, Jim Mott is only about 20 points back from Thomas Villano. To be exact, it's going to be 19 points back now from Villano, as he has cut that gap down about 6 points after that fifth place finish here tonight. Robert Fraley also cutting that gap down in third. Hagen Higginbotham, who was not here tonight, still going to retain his fourth place spot, as well as Bob Baker. Cory Mott now finding himself about 30 points back from Bob Baker in sixth, so he's going to stay in sixth at the moment, even after a second place tonight. Joe Gibbons in seventh did not start tonight's event, as well as Ryan Persinger, who was not here, another Missile Racing driver, other than Hayden Higginbotham. Then you see Jeremy T-Bond 10th with Ryan Taft just in front of him in 9th, and the rest of the field kind of just drops off from there, as they're all about 400 and 300 points back from Thomas Villano. So it's kind of about a 10-car championship right now, with Jeremy T-Bond being honestly on the edge of already falling out of this championship halfway through the season. So tomorrow night we'll have action for the Truck Series, and it's going to be a fun one at RP. Tuesday we'll have action for the Nextel 2004 Bob Henry's Cup Series. So we'll be looking for some fun action there at Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 300. And then on Wednesday night, we'll see the Brickyard 400 for the Circuit Cup Series. That's going to be a fun one. We're going to have 160 laps, all 400 miles there on Wednesday night. So make sure to tune in as well on Wednesday, as we got a full slate of racing here this week for the Crown Jewel Network. It's going to be Cory Mott up in the booth tomorrow. I'll be back up here on Tuesday. And it's been your boy, Nathaniel Campbell, up in the booth here, signing out for the night.